Let's face it, ARM templates can be complicated, which is one reason Microsoft calls Azure Bicep the future of Azure deployment. And in this video, we're going to get you up and running on Azure Bicep, from install to tooling to your first deployment in 10 minutes. Stick around to the end and we'll tell you where to get the crib notes so you can hit the ground running. So Azure Bicep is a hot topic right now.
So hot right now.
But why do we need Bicep in the first place? Well, give me just 1 minute to explain. You see, ARM is really a front door to all the service-specific control plane operations that are available in Azure through an API. And you use languages like the Azure CLI and PowerShell or the SDKs to talk to that API. And the reality is ARM JSON templates are themselves complicated. They're fairly verbose, which is a side effect of JSON, and expressions in particular have made ARM very complicated to write anything more than simple resource deployment. So why Bicep? Well, Microsoft wanted to create a language that was simple, concise, but declarative, because imperative languages like PowerShell lead to increased effort, increased complexity, and technical debt, really. And relying on third-party open source wouldn't make sense for a core function like Azure Resource Deployment. So you could think of Bicep as something like Terraform, but created just for Azure. So without further ado, I'll hand it off to Azure DevOps guru, Ryan Arujo. Take it away, Ryan.
Happy holidays, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the 100 Days of Infrastructure as Code in Azure series. My name is Ryan Arujo, and today we will be discussing Azure Bicep. So jumping right in, Bicep is a domain-specific language for deploying Azure resources declaratively. Bicep is a transparent abstraction over Azure Resource Manager and ARM templates, which means anything that can be done in an ARM template can be done in Bicep, with some known limitations and exceptions that Microsoft is currently working on. Bottom line, the purpose of Bicep is to make it easier to deploy resources into Azure instead of using ARM templates. If you already have experience using ARM templates, then you probably understand how cumbersome using ARM templates can be. The official documentation for Bicep can be found on GitHub at github.com/Azure/Bicep. Okay, so let's get started by installing Azure Bicep on Windows. To streamline the installation process on Windows, I'm using a PowerShell script to install Bicep written by Microsoft MVP Chris Peachman. Using the PowerShell integrated console in Visual Studio Code, I'm going to run this script using the following command. Please note that if you have your PowerShell script in a different location than what we have here, change the file parameter to match the location of where the installation script is located. Now that the script has finished running, we need to now verify that the installation was successful by checking the installed version. And we see we are running version 0.2.212. We can compare this to the latest release on GitHub, and we see that we are running the latest version. And now we're good to go to start using Bicep. Next, we are going to install Azure Bicep on Linux. I have an existing bash script consisting of 3 commands that need to be run sequentially in order to install Bicep on Linux. I am currently using PowerShell 7.1 to SSH into a VM running Ubuntu 18.04. After copying and pasting these commands in place, the Bicep binary will be downloaded, marked as being executable, and then moved into user local bin. To verify the installation was successful, I need to check the installed version to verify it matches the latest version on GitHub. When I compare it to GitHub, we see that we are running the latest release available. Next, we are going to install the Bicep plugin for Visual Studio Code. If you browse an existing Bicep file, you'll notice that without the plugin in place, that reading through a Bicep file is less than ideal. So click on over to your extensions icon, search for Bicep, find it, install it, browse back to your Bicep file, and you should now see everything color corrected, and IntelliSense should now be available for your Bicep files. Next, let's take a look at this Bicep file that's used for deploying a resource group. At the top of the file, you'll notice that we have multi-line comments in place using the same format as in Java and C#. Single-line comments start with 2 forward slashes. In order to declare a resource to deploy in Azure, we first need to declare the object type of resource and then provide a name to reference it. This is followed by the resource provider, followed by the provider type, and then the API version to use. All of this contained within single quotes. The resource is then scoped with property values of our choosing in between curly braces. All literal values that we declare in here for our properties that are literals must be contained within single quotes. Double quotes will not work here. Next, we are going to cover creating a new resource from scratch. I'm going to start by creating a new file called virtualmachine.bicep. And I'm going to start at the top of my file with a comment. Whatever you put up here for your comment is fine. It doesn't matter. Next, I'm going to declare the resource object type and then name it something that I'll remember, something that I can reference later. And following that, I will open up with single quotes, and then I'm going to choose the resource provider, followed by the provider type, and then the API version I want to use. So I'm going to type in Microsoft.compute/virtual machines, and then I'm going to choose the latest API version to use. Next, I'm going to set this and open this up so I can then set properties for this resource to specify during deployment, if you will. And you'll notice that the name of the resource, if we highlight over it, it will let us know what required properties we are missing in order for this resource to be used in a deployment. So if you're wondering what are the minimum requirements to deploy a resource, just use IntelliSense here. So I'll hit enter into here, back, and I'll hit the spacebar one time, and then IntelliSense will provide me with the options properties that I can specify in here. So I will start with name, since it's required, colon, single quotes, and give it a name. Doesn't matter in this case. We're just demonstrating what you can do in here. Next again, you'll notice that if I hit the backspace and then spacebar, IntelliSense will again provide me the properties that are available to use. I'm going to specify a location, since again it is required, single quotes, and I will specify West Europe. Now, I'm going to choose properties next, just to demonstrate how IntelliSense can be used here to your advantage to figure out what options are available to you. After setting colon, if a set of values are able to expand out further, you'll notice the curly braces up top here that will appear before you. When you click on them, you can hit the backspace key, spacebar again, and you'll see the additional properties that are available, or the sub-properties that are available under the property for you. So in here, you'll notice that for the virtual machines resource, we can set things such as network profile, OS profile, storage profile. Everything that you normally have available to you in an ARM template is also available here. Just to show this a little further, we will choose storage profile, for instance, colon, expand out the properties again further. You can hit the spacebar here, or as I like to, backspace, spacebar. Now I can determine what type of OS disk I want to use, colon. Again, expand out those properties even further. Backspace, spacebar again, and now I can choose the properties associated with the OS disk. So for instance, I will choose disk size gigabytes, and I will set this to say 100, and I can look in here and determine what is missing for a specific property, or if I'm using the incorrect type. So it's detecting the value type of 100 as the wrong value type. So I need to change this to an integer value. So instead of providing the value in quotes, I will provide a raw integer value of 100. I still have an issue with IntelliSense here. It's stating to me that the OS disk property is missing the create option. So I will see if that is available. And it is. It's a required option. Colon. And I will use the option from image and then save. And so my template as formed right now should be deployable in Azure. I can clean up a few additional spaces that may be in here, clean up the formatting a little bit more if I'd like to. But overall, this Bicep file is ready to go.
If you're anything like me, you don't like to waste money running your Azure Lab VMs 24/7, and that's where the resource scheduler for Microsoft Azure can help. It's got a simple web UI making it an easy way to set up those VM run schedules, and it comes with a free lifetime sub for 10 VMs or less, and you can find it in the Azure Marketplace. You'll find a link in this video's description.
So next, we are going to use Bicep to build an ARM template from the resourcegroup.bicep file. To start, I'm going to open a new terminal session. Next, I'm going to run bicep build, and then the path to my Bicep file. A new file will be generated called resourcegroup.json. And you'll notice in here that we have generated a fully functional ARM template that we can now deploy. From the terminal, I'm going to run the az deployment subcreate command as we are deploying this at the subscription level. In our case, we're deploying to Western Europe. You can decide to deploy it to whichever region you prefer. For the file parameter, make sure you're pointing to resourcegroup.json and not resourcegroup.bicep. While this deployment is running, I just want to point out that this limitation of having to deploy the compiled template, either using Azure PowerShell or Azure CLI, is actively being worked on GitHub in the repository for Bicep on issue number 858. So hopefully in the next release, or one of the next few releases, this should be one of the issues that hopefully they'll be able to integrate. Okay, back to our terminal. We can see that the deployment succeeded. We now need to go into our Azure portal of our target subscription, and we see that our ARM template has deployed successfully. The tags that were provided earlier are in place and working as intended.
So now you're up and running on Azure Bicep, and in the next video we'll show you how to take the next step to integrate your Bicep deployment into your CI/CD pipelines as part of your infrastructure as code strategy. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.